Hello and welcome to another episode of Annie Casts. I'm Annie, aka Android. This game was submitted to the Dota 2 caster Reddit by the Undercave, and it looks like it's going to be, a really cool back and forth match with a lot of really interesting pickups. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm joined by my co-caster, RhinoBoy11. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm back again. I'm really excited to be casting this game with Annie again. Yeah, should be a really good game, and already from the drafts we see an interesting setup, so I'm excited.
Alright, I do love the first pick, Ancient Apparition. I'm not sure if that was a random or just an intentional early snap up, but so strong. If he gets his level 16 pretty early, if he gets his Aghanim Scepter, Ancient Apparition can absolutely stop all of the big heroes in the Dire from wanting to press up and advance and initiate into further fights. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of cores picked up from the Dire. Lena might be running more of a support but in this position, but could definitely mid. But Juggernaut, Chaos Knight, and Bloodseeker are all very farm-heavy, beefy carries.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Lena, I imagine, looking at the draft, will probably go into a support role, possibly in the safe lane, maybe supporting that Jug, getting him his levels, so... yeah, it could be really interesting to see how. And the disconnect already. It's started
Yeah, the
well.
servers have been really strange the last couple of days. All the Radiant heroes are loaded in, so I can go ahead and start that. It looks like we have no Lispy on the Clockwork, ZXC on the Storm Spirit, Yago P. Prado on the Gyrocopter, Oink Oink on the Ancient Apparition, and finally Twisted X Gaming HD on the Phantom Assassin.
And on your Dire team, we have Raul Pectum on your Juggernaut. We have, oh, frick's sake, Ife Manuel on your Chaos Knight, Stegame SGG on your Bloodseeker, El Sicario on your Lena, and finally you've got Jordan on your Axe. Why did you get better names than I did?
Well, I mean, of course I'm just going to go pick the easier team. It looks like
Yep.
up top there's going to be some early rune contest as Bloodseeker's going to get jumped on very heavily and might end up going down here. Is going to be taking a lot of damage. Is Phantom Assassin going to be able to get the last kill she needs? Is going to be taking a Dragon Slave and forced back, so that's one lucky Bloodseeker able to get away with only 40 HP.
How did he not die there? I don't understand. One more right click from, who was it with them? That AA. And he was down. It
Yep.
was that simple. Where was the Ice Vortex as well? Was it even involved?
Ice Vortex? I mean, it was probably down there at some point. I think AA was hanging a little bit farther back. Interesting enough, Radiant team gets both bounty runes, so they're going to be up a little bit. I'm not quite sure why Oink Oink is taking mid-farm. And farm is a generous turn. He's kind of just right-clicking. I think he should be rotating and giving that farm to Storm, as it's so important early game to get that Storm Spirit, all the solo experience he needs. Up top, Jordan getting very up close to Twisted X Gaming, who's going to take a lot of damage, but no kills will come out of that one.
Well, we're so used to seeing Axis being really aggressive, even against, a dual lane and even a tri lane sometimes. So I'm really not surprised to see this one do exactly the same.
Yeah, he's going to level his call first, so that's going to be some, again, very aggressive play. Down bottom, it looks like Yago P. Prado is going to be the carry Gyrocopter, counting on Oink Oink for a lot of support here. Oink Oink's going to take a lot of damage from that Chaos Bolt. Chaos Knight now does need to eat his mango if he wants another Chaos Bolt up. Without a lot of mana sustain early game, he really has to watch his mana.
How many mangoes do we have in this game? We need to check. We have one up.
One on Chaos Knight that just, it does get eaten, so is he going to try to go for a reinitiate? He has a clarity, he popped a mango. Oink Oink is sitting so low on this Ancient Apparition, looks like a rotate around might be coming in. Is he going to get another Chaos Bolt? Looks like that's what's going to be going down. He is going to get a Chaos Bolt cast on him, Reality Rift in, and that's the first blood. Life Manual is going to get that first blood, so valuable on the Chaos Knight. Such an item-dependent hero, and he's going to be able to pick up his boots or Poor Man's Shield, whatever he needs first off.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for the AA there. He was just too far pushed up. You don't be a support, especially an AA who's so squishy early game, and abandon like that. I mean, you just don't do it.
I mean, I think part of it was that he just stayed in lane low health. I think he wasn't necessarily out of position. He just didn't have, the health bar to stand up to another Chaos Bolt. If he had just a little bit more life, it wouldn't have been so detrimental.
I think it was tough. I mean, I think they were close enough to cancel that clarity, and they just didn't. So I feel like that was kind of a mistake on the Gyro's part. But I guess he would still have had enough mana for the Chaos Bolt anyway, so it's a bit of a bit of a tough one to call, that one.
Hmm. In terms of last hits, Storm is going to be our big leader, even though he did give away some early last hits to his buddy AA. He is sitting at 12-3, so definitely in control of this middle lane, as Lena's only 7-2, having a little bit of a harder time, even though her range is just that much better than a Storm Spirit's.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she knows how to last hit at all. She's been just right-clicking these creeps mid and not getting very far, whereas this Storm Spirit has really been going for last hits, so...
Yeah, she's just having a really tough time. Seems to be more autoing the wave than actually going in for precise last hits, and getting her last hits more by coincidence than anything.
Uh-oh, top. Blood right. Goes down. Silences no one, and they back up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bloodseeker's been trying his damnedest for these initiations, but doesn't quite have the damage to back it up. He is going to get blinked on by the PA. Is he going to be able to finish this off? Looks like a really nice call from the Axe coming out and zoning out the Phantom Assassin, but Clockwork Missile will be on the mark and is able to pick off the Bloodseeker on the back line, so that's delaying his farm that much further.
Yeah, I mean, the PA got low, but, like, that Axe was never going to be able to finish off with that Clockwork there, and the Rocket Barrage really paid off. Battery Assault, sorry, not Rocket Barrage.
Yeah.
Battery Assault really paid off, so, yeah, all in all, it was quite good, but I mean, that Axe is going to prove so difficult for Clockwork to deal with his cogs. I mean, that Battery Assault is just going to be sending off those counter
Spins.
helixes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the actual names here.
He spins, he dunks, he calls, he does whatever he does. Down bottom, it looks like Chaos Knight's going to be going very, very deep. Juggernaut spin to win. Looks like the Rocket Barrage is going off for Iago P. Prado. Is he going to get away from this? As Raul Pectum is trying his best to catch up. Does have a wave of creeps blocking him in, but also going to be helping him out with a little extra damage there. Raul Pectum just run around the melee creep. He's having such a hard time. He has the move speed, but keeps blocking himself in.
This Gyro, please survive.
I mean, this Juggernaut just really needs to walk around the creep. There he goes. He's going to be able to get the last hit. Puts the Courier in jeopardy a little bit as he is going really, really close and decides to give up the fight. That was just such a misplay by the Juggernaut, who seemed to be just right-clicked onto the Gyrocopter without a lot of input on his pathing.
Love that Gyrocopter survival there. That was fantastic.
Oh, man, it just made me hurt a little bit because I could feel the pain of, the supports on the Dire team just being like, damn it, Juggernaut, walk around.
And that's a very nice little troll from the Gyro there to see off his...
Yeah, I don't know if the Gyro can act cocky there, because there was really no skill that got him out of that. It was just depending on the Juggernaut's misplace. Looks like a nice call from the Axe onto Twisted X Gaming, who might end up going down here, taking a lot of damage, and Axe is able to pick himself up a kill. No Lips doing what he can with the cogs and the battery assault, but will it be enough? No, it looks like Jordan's going to pick himself up a double kill on these top laners on the Radiant side, so definitely in control of his lane right now. He is sitting at 2-0.
Okay, the Clockwork hasn't realised yet that Battery Assault allows counter helixes to come off. I don't think he's actually understood that yet, and that was quite clear as he died to the Axe there.
Yep, I would definitely agree with you. And if the Axe ends up going Blade Mail, that's just going to be really detrimental for the Clockwork. Cogsing himself into that is just going to be painful.
Yeah, I winced a bit when you said that because I just realised that is going to hurt a hell of a lot, and the PA might try to reinitiate here.
I mean, Storm Spirit's still in the charge of our last hits, but why does he have 4 Iron Branches?
Because he's Storm Spirit and he does what he wants, okay?
I mean, I think they could just go towards a Null Talisman or a Wraith Band or something a little more put together than just +1 attributes. I think...
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in this game. Everyone's building a little funny. There's some bosses coming out. And it looks like Gyrocopter's sitting very, very far up. Oink Oink once again at about 2/3 health. Does need to watch, as there is a Chaos Bolt online. It is going to come out. There's no Reality Rift to back it up. Looks like a Juggernaut's going in very, very deep. Life Manual wants to get very close to Oink Oink, but doesn't quite have the range for it. And it looks like...
the Rocket Barrage?
Yeah, it looks like one last hit from the Gyrocopter will take down the Chaos Knight. So Gyrocopter doing a very, very good job using AA's mispositions to get in a good position of his own and pick up a kill.
Yeah, one of my favourite characters in the game, Gyro, not just because of his ability set, but also because of look how funny he is. It's brilliant. But yeah, no, I always love to see a Gyro kill because it always seems that the homing missile set it up, but in this occasion it didn't, and the Rocket
He needs to get this healing ward down if he wants to eventually initiate on the Juggernaut. That healing ward pretty much nullified the damage being done by Rocket Barrage, and good play by the Juggernaut, knowing that he's probably going to get initiated on here, and why not just pop the ward down to be safe, and it definitely does save his life.
Yeah, but he's low on mana now, and he's not going to have that Blade Fury up again for another at least 17 seconds, so that's going going to be really tough for him to deal with. But there goes a healing ward, so he could get initiated on again with cooldown being online. No, it's not, because he doesn't have any mana. My bad.
Down middle, it looks like it's just going to be a fight of the right clicks, as Lina or Storm Spirit really aren't initiating on each other. They're just trying to pick up as much farm as they can, and Storm Spirit definitely coming out on top. Lina does pick up a couple more last hits to her name, sitting at number 2 on the chart, but Storm is just out-hitting her that much better, and does have a couple more items to his name, has completed treads, whereas Lina really only has a clarity and a bracer, is picking herself some goodies up on the courier. Looks like that will be some phase boots for her, but I think Storm just has a little bit more of an advantage in lane, even though her range is crazy early game.
He's really trying for this kill, but he's now going to find that he hasn't got his ult up, so he's not going to be able to chase that one down, but the clarity comes out on the Lina. Is she going to try and go for this? She's got the Laguna Blade up.
I think that's a terrible play by the Lina if she decided to walk all the way into the Radiant territory to initiate that.
Hey, we've already seen some crazy plays this game. I would not be surprised.
AA just so desperately needs that level 6, but sitting at just barely level 4, I think that's really going to change the tone of the game. If AA starts hitting really, really clutch ults, or if he just kind of stays in lane and takes up experience in last hits. Interesting enough, I haven't seen a pull from AA, I haven't seen a stack, so I think he could just be doing a little bit better in lane, putting in a lot of work. He's going to take a really, really long-range Chaos Bolt. It's going to be the max duration. He's going to get Reality Rifted in, taking so much damage from Chaos Knight, but Gyrocopter doing a really good job forcing all the Dire heroes back, doing a good job supporting his support, which I feel like Gyrocopter really shouldn't have to worry about this early in the game.
No, but when your support is so underfarmed, you really need to kind of carry them through the laning phase and get them that level 6 so that they can actually be kind of there in the late game. So this is really important that Gyrocopter does this, but he needs to watch his mana because it's going down quite fast.
Yeah, he only has enough for one Rocket Barrage if he needs it. Aquila is on, so he's maybe trying to push out the lane a little bit, but Chaos Knight's ready to rotate around onto either Oink Oink, or if they want to go in for a Gyrocopter kill, I think that wouldn't be a bad play on the part of the Dire team. They probably have the damage to bring him down if they get everything off correctly. But it looks like they will kind of back off, everyone kind of going back to square one.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. That would have been a good play, but I just think he's too scared of the Gyrocopter, and you know he's obviously got that homing missile, which does quite a lot of damage, especially now that it's level 4. So he's probably just kind of taking his time, and only when they know they can kill him will they therefore go for it.
Reality Rift is up from the Chaos Knight, and he immediately pops his Phantasm. They're not under tower, so I don't know if they're just going for a little bit of a spook factor. Really nice Reality Rift onto the Gyrocopter, and Juggernaut does combo that with his Omni Slash and is able to get a kill for himself, and now the one little Chaos Knight illusion is going to be pushing himself up onto the tower. Really beautifully played by the Dire team, knowing that both of their ultimates are up, and they do have that initiation set.
Wait, was that a solo Omni Slash?
It was.
Are we going to have another one of those
No,
games?
no, that was a really good Omni Slash. They got down the hero they needed to get down. That Gyrocopter was doing such a good job zoning out the Dire heroes, and with him down, you saw they just got immediately able to push down that tower, and it's sitting at only about a third health now. So an early tower for the Dire team is going to do a great job giving them room to farm, but mid lane, El Secro is going to be going down, it looks like, to this Clockwork, who does long range hook in, and it looks like the damage will be just enough from that hasted Clockwork.
Uh-oh. But here we go, Bloodseeker and Axe looking for, funnily enough, blood from the Bloodseeker, but they're not going to find any. This PA is in big trouble right now.
She's going to get ruptured up, and I really don't think she's long for this world. Yep, she's just going to sit there and take it. Does blink, but ends up killing herself in the process. ZXC taking a lot of damage, should be going down. Gyrocopter ult being cast, does catch out too. Rocket Barrage doing what he can to the Axe. Is going to be taking a homing missile, and it looks like there should be enough damage to get the Axe down. So, I mean, they do lose an Axe and Alina, but they do trade for a Storm Spirit and a PA, so I'd call it a pretty even trade, perhaps in favor of the Dire on that one.
I don't know, the Axe has had a pretty good start, so he's 3 for 1. I mean, that if there was anyone on the Dire team you wanted to kill, that was the guy, so I think that actually has slightly gone in the Radiant favor, although that hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the Chaos Knight and the Juggernaut getting that much more out of control. Something I've seen this patch that I really haven't seen before is Juggernaut laning with another farm-dependent carry. I've seen it a couple times, and it really always has worked out in Juggernaut's favor, which I really wasn't anticipating. I was definitely expecting the Juggernaut to end up under-farmed at the end of that. Lina Laguna Blade's a creep, and doesn't even get the last hit.
I like it. I like it.
This poor Lina right there, she tried so hard. She could have finished off the Clockwork with the Laguna Blade, probably sitting there to contemplate her actions.
There's
Oh,
there's two heroes you never want to see get a kill with their ults, and that is Lina and Lion. And it's so satisfying when it goes wrong for either of them.
oh no, that's not satisfying. That hurts my heart because I can feel the pain. I could feel their mouse clicking on that creep and the instant regret it followed up.
Yeah, no, but for us, for me personally, I love it because that I normally play a support, and it's normally a Laguna Blade or a Finger of Death that kills me. So
It looks like
it's just nice to see
Axe
that.
is very ready to go in on these 3 Radiant heroes as No Lispy is very, very low in comparison to how much damage the Dire can put out quickly. It looks like that wouldn't be too far off to expect a run-in and a call, though Axe does not have a Blink Dagger just yet, and I think that's going to be so vital if he wants to go in for these crazy picks. Gyrocopter might be scouting them out pretty soon. Lena's going to come in. I don't think she's long for this world, as she might become the victim of a lot of damage being put out by the Radiant team. And yeah, wonderful Rocket
Bang.
Barrage coming out, but an Omni Slash by the Juggernaut, only level 1, but able to put out a lot of damage. Gyrocopter's going to pick off the Lena, but Juggernaut's going to pick off the Clockwork. So far a 1-for-1 trade. Looks like it's going to be a 2-for-1 as the Rupture comes out onto the Gyrocopter.
If you move, Rupture hurts.
But I mean, if he stood there, he was going to get hurt anyway, and I think in that situation he was choosing whether he wanted to give himself to the Bloodseeker through the Rupture or the Axe through the Culling Blade. And I think giving himself to the
Either's
Bloodseeker
bad.
was a little bit of a better choice, so I think he played that pretty well. Whether that was
Yeah,
intentional or
either's
not, it might have just been a panic run away.
Yeah, I think it definitely was. I mean, when you've been ruptured, you don't know what you're doing, but you just know you need to get out of there. And the quickest way to do that is run, funny enough. So
Speaking of get out of there, Oink Oink is in such a terrible position, although he is double damaged up. That guy has like 12 HP in his total pool, so he's not getting out of there anytime soon.
yeah. Oh, is that a blade mail up on the Bloodseeker? It is. Okay, we just saw that in that fight. So Bloodseeker's now blade mailed up, so he's going to be causing the Clockwork some problems as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the Clockwork just really has to watch his hooks, because if he can hit really good ones, that's fantastic, but what does he do after that initiate? And it looks like ZXC is going to get ruptured up, and will end up going down here as well. Lena picking up a kill on that. Definitely a much-needed kill. No Lispy is doing what they can in those cogs, and a nice call down from the Gyrocopter trying to help him out. Will end up helping No Lispy out there, and he does get out alive.
I think the cooldown was actually after both of them had gone down.
Was
So,
it?
I
Yeah, I believe it was. But either way, it's the thought that counts. Gonna give him, once again, an A+ on the minimap.
A+ for trying.
A+ for trying. It looks like a Reality Rift onto the Gyrocopter, but no real follow-up. Not enough mana for a Chaos Bolt. He is gonna get away just fine, as he does have pretty decent movement speed, even without the phase boots.
Initiation, maybe?
I think that just might be harassing missile. I really don't think they're in a position to go in unless Clockwork lands the most clutch hook of his life, and nope, he's too far back at this point.
Aw. Let's see a Chaos Knight die.
You already saw it.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see it again. It's insane. No, that is something I've seen a lot this patch, is the Chaos Knight, because we didn't really see it in 6.83. But recently in this patch, you've seen it almost... I've pretty much seen it almost every game, so... It's really kind of effective in this patch, I think.
What makes it so much more effective? Because he really didn't get that many direct buffs. Is it just the items that offer more mana sustain, or the characters he's playing against that are picked more? I can't figure out why Chaos Knight's a better pick now, although clearly by the games I've been watching recently he is.
Yeah, I think... Oh, hang on. I will explain after this inevitable team fight. Or not.
I mean, it looks like the Dire just don't care at this point. They feel comfortable enough to initiate so far into the Radiant's territory, knowing that they're there. Silence coming out from the Bloodseeker. Call down from the Gyrocopter, doing a beautiful job trapping the Bloodseeker into the cogs. Is going to pop his Blade Mail to try to do as much damage as he can, but is going to end up going down to the Bloodseeker. I mean, to the Clockwork, excuse me.
Oh no, the call coming out from the axe. The Culling Blade. It takes one. It's not going to take two yet. It might do now.
Looks like Twisted Hex Gaming made a little bit of a mistake reinitiating onto that, and Storm Spirit doing what he can to distract the axe. I mean, Phantom Assassin might get away here, but man, I don't know. One more Blade Battle Hunger, and that guy is super dead. Nice blink from the Phantom Assassin, blinking like 4 units away.
What just happened? Why was there no Battle Hunger? I don't understand.
I mean, I think one thing's for certain right now, this is not a 7K game. I've just seen a couple misplays.
Yeah. I don't know, it could be.
Really?
No. Uh-oh, Rupture down bot onto the AA. This should be an easy kill for the Bloodseeker. The AA's man
The
for
AA
solo.
has
Why are
600.
you running? Why are you running?
I mean, I think he was dead either way in that situation, but I think he could have used the time. He had almost 600 gold in the bank. I think he could have picked himself up some wards or a TP or something instead of dying and letting 300 of that gold go. Really nice hook by the Clockwork onto the Chaos Knight, but is there going to be follow-up? It looks like a Chaos Bolt hitting for the upper end of the stun timer, and it looks like a Reality Rift reinitiating onto there, trapping himself in. Will end up going down to the Clockwork. So Clockwork picking himself up 7 kills so far in the game, having a lot of kill participation around the map, but those cocky hooks might come back to bite him in the ass as Bloodseeker has a Blade Mail and Axe is going to keep proccing spins. If Axe ends up getting a Blade Mail, he's just going to be taking too much damage to sustain himself in those cogs.
Never going to be able to explain why Chaos Knight is good in this patch, am I?
Go ahead, you have some time. You have some time!
No! Look at this, the Axe and the Lina, they're in the jungle, and the Gyrocopter's going in. Oh, dear.
Stun from the Lina, we're giving away our position without getting a whole lot. Dragon Slave is definitely off the mark. On the back lines, that PA is going to get ruptured. It's going to be forced to 1v1. Wow, 1v1 the Bloodseeker, and that's not going to come out in her favor at all as the Blade Mail is popped. Axe is going to end up going down to the Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, to the Clockwork. Man, their colors are so similar.
Yeah. What is that AA ult?
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Looks like Juggernaut is going to get missiled up under tower. Call down being used pretty aggressively. Beautiful spin from the Juggernaut, preventing all the damage from that call down. But it looks like a really nice silence from the Bloodseeker is going to help them finish off all of the Radiant Heroes that initiated onto that. Clockwork trying to cogs himself away, but might end up paying the price for that, as it does take him a couple seconds to tap himself out of the cogs.
There will be no solo Omnis left.
Oh, I want to see it.
Just no mark.
I want to see it. We just got to wait 70 more seconds.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Reinitiate coming out from the PA, maybe? Oh, well. Nice knowing you, PA.
She's trying her best, and she's going to get the kill.
Okay.
Is she going to be able to take down the Lina as well? And she will. Beautiful reinitiation
Lucky.
from Twisted X Gaming.
Lucky Coop be great.
That was definitely lucky. I think that if those crits weren't in her favor, it would not have gone as smoothly. Oink Oink once again getting caught out way in the dire territory. I just really don't think they're watching their positioning as carefully as they should be, especially for someone as fragile as AA. Is going to be just running for their lives. Isn't going to even pop down a vortex or anything. I think they definitely had time to slow the Axe and see if they could get out alive, but probably just a little bit of panic setting in as they do want to run back to safe territory, but giving another kill to Jordan, who's at 5-3-3. So once again, high kill participation and not someone you want to let get big.
You can tell this is a pub game already.
I don't know. It could be like a mid-bracket ranked, like 2K, 3K.
No, it's not ranked because everyone's choosing as and when they wanted to. So this is definitely pub. But yeah, Anyway, the Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knight has been chosen a lot this patch, I believe, because of the nerf to comebacks, and I'll explain that to you now. Chaos Knight is so strong in the early game that he's going to help his team get ahead. Hang on, wait a minute. No, okay, he's running away. That's fine. He helps his team get ahead so well in the early game that I just think it's as soon as he gets level 6, if he has a really good early game, he's really difficult to like take down and come back with. And so, with the nerf 2 comebacks, if he gets his team ahead early, then the chances are they're going to be winning that game.
Good AA ult for, I think the first really solid AA ult I've seen is going to catch out 2 of the beefier heroes that do need to rely a little bit on their regen to keep them up. Is going to catch up both the Axe and the Chaos Knight, but with no Aghanim Scepter and only a level 1 ult, I mean, there's not much an AA can do.
No, I'll just accept it. I'll just accept it was a stupid theory. Don't worry. It's cool.
No, I like the theory. I think it might be a little bit more onto the mana sustain, as Chaos Knight is going to require a lot of mana as well as HP to keep himself up. So I think the Octarine Core might be a good pickup on him. I haven't actually seen it on a Chaos Knight, but definitely not a bad choice. In the meantime, Clockwork is going to pick off Bloodseeker, which is such a valuable kill. Does pick him off, I believe, through a Blade Mail. And PA is going to come in once again, initiate pretty heavily. Storm Spirit coming in, zipping, doing what he can, forcing the PA up, taking a Lina stun to the face. Lina is finally going to hit her Laguna Blade.
I just facepalmed really hard right now, and I'll tell you why. The Axe culling bladed a 3/4 health Clockwork.
I mean, let's give him like a
Nope.
B-
No,
for
we're giving
effort.
him nothing.
A B-.
We're giving him
Like, he
nothing.
had the right idea. Culling Blade does damage, and you need to do damage to kill people. Maybe not correctly placed damage, however. I mean, I think he had good intentions. Might have been button mashing. Might have been hitting or attempting to hit someone that was a little bit lower. But on the backlines of that, AA did hit a really clutch ults down the mid lane and or caught out 3 heroes that were relatively low at the time. Had that been a level 2 ult with an Ags, a level 3 ult, definitely would have gotten himself some kills. But, man, I just see over and over again this AA pushes out pretty far into unsafe territory. No wards in that bottom Radiant jungle, and if the Dire had been there, that would have been one dead oink oink.
Look at her KD.
0-5. I mean, I've been there as an AA. It's definitely happened to me, but I think just it's important if they want to scale up later this game, definitely get some more vision. AA is the one that's got to buy it.
There is one ward.
There is a ward, but it's
one.
really not in a place that's going to help them out if they're trying to rotate and push up lanes.
Exactly. There's one ward on the Radiant team. Even more important, there's no wards on the Dire team.
But do they need them, though? They're in such control of the map at this point.
Right, but one lost team fight, and then all of a sudden it's back to what? Radiant get 5 kills.
There is a completed Sanj and Yasha on the Bloodseeker.
24-22, which, you know, that could mean that...
Beautiful AA ult right there. Really nice initiation from the Radiant team. Trying to get as many down as they can. Is going to bring down immediately the Chaos Knight as well as the Bloodseeker. Ancient Apparition is going to pick off a kill on the Axe. The tick damage from the ult is great, but setting up for a beautiful Omni Slash. Juggernaut doing whatever he can, but might end up going down as Storm Spirit is going to get a kill on him. So it looks like 4 are dead on the side of the Dire team and only trading 2 from the Radiant. So that's overall a great fight from the Radiant, beautiful initiation from the cogs from the AA ults, and they get what they need out of that fight, leaving only the Lina alive to tell her story.
Who called it? I called it.
You called it.
I called it.
You absolutely called that one. But I think they need to keep doing that in order to stay in the game. I wouldn't say this puts them ahead, but this shows that they're definitely not just going to lay back and take it.
Look at the XP graph and it'll tell you different.
I mean, it's been so zigzag this whole game. I wouldn't say, like, once again, the Radiant just don't have a lot of map control. They're able to pick off kills. PA's been doing an amazing job reinitiating at the end of fights and getting kills for herself, but just not a lot of map control on the part of the Radiant. Looks like Bloodseeker is going to be trying to 1v1 this PA, but her Blurry is doing a lot of damage. Is she going to go down here with the Blood Right silencing her up? And it looks like it's going to come down to some last hits, and lucky PA does run away with the Rupture on herself.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was
oh no.
Oh god.
She could have lived. Sweetheart, yeah. I'm so sorry. It's just,
I mean,
in memoriam, rest
there,
in peace.
The creeps would have killed her.
She had enough health to deal with a couple creep hits, and I believe the Rupture was very, very close to completion, so she could have stayed for just a little bit and then blinked away, and I think she would have lived. I mean, not 100%. I can't go ahead and say that for certain, but I think just running away with the Rupture, it also gives the kill to Bloodseeker as opposed to dying to neutrals or dying to the Dire.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is giving the kill away. I think if she'd have stayed and fought the creeps, then at least she had a chance of being killed by Dire and kind of giving the Bloodseeker the assist rather than the kill. But that makes him 7 for 7, which is not a great KD when you're on a Bloodseeker. You're looking for at least a positive KD, and he's not finding it right now.
Is Gyro building a Basher or an MKB? Because I think a Basher would be not ideal.
I don't particularly care. I would like to see either.
Ooh, nice hook from the Clockwork, initiating onto El Cicado. Is Lina going to be able to do anything? Stun is coming up. Is going to stun up no Lipsy, but it looks like the Rocket Barrage might be enough to do all the damage it needs to.
Pull down. Oh. Oh.
That one hurt to watch. Beautiful Omni Slash. No Lipsy does need to stay there. Stop running! Please, you're ruptured. And it looks like this fight is just going to kind of stalemate out, although Pia is going to try to reinitiate onto the full health Bloodseeker, which is a little bit questionable. Now throws a dagger out onto the Juggernaut, which I think is the better play there, although a double damaged Chaos Knight is nothing to sneeze at, as the stun does hit for maximum duration. And now Twisted X Gaming is in a heap of trouble, gets reality rifted back into the Bloodseeker silence, is able to run away in time. Blink is up whenever she can get to a friendly unit. She needs to jump to those creeps. Come on, there you go.
Nice.
She's able to get away pretty safely. But now there is a little bit of pressure on the tier 2 tower. AA ult is coming in, is going to hit on 3. Or sorry, only 2, as Bloodseeker is just on the outskirts of that. She might have overstayed her welcome, though, as she's staying under tower. Is going to be taking a lot of damage. Chaos Bolt hitting. Bloodseeker silences up. Beautiful Reality Rift pulling her back into that silence. But do they have the damage to follow up? And it looks like she might be able to get away alive. Bloodseeker going deep for this one, and the Thirst is helping him out a lot. But wonderful Blink to try to reinitiate and bring Bloodseeker down with her. But just not quite enough. But Bloodseeker is now in a lot of danger, as a homing missile is going to be hitting him. I don't think it'll be able to chunk him down quite enough, although it is level 4. He's definitely running for his life.
Oh, hey!
Gyrocopter MVP does end up poning the Juggernaut on the back lines of that fight.
7k MMR.
Absolutely, this is definitely a 7k game if I've ever seen one.
Yep. I mean that blink into the creeps as well was pretty highly skilled there, I must say.
It does take a lot of effort to click the W button and then click on a friendly creep. So.
Yep.
Looks like Jordan might run into Oink Oink, who I wouldn't say is in a lot of trouble right now, able to run away. Although I mean, in terms of a lot of trouble, I meant in terms of being radically out of position, like he has been in the past. But without a lot of vision up, it looks like Oink Oink gonna take a Culling Blade and take it in stride. Is gonna cold feet up the axe, but they both made so many mistakes. I want them both to be dead. I think Jordan needs to just really learn to save his Culling Blade. I don't know if he knows that it comes off cooldown if he hits it as a last hit, but I just want to...
You know, he gets an added bonus of speed, or, you know, any of the other bonuses that come with killing.
And I mean, it's not like he doesn't have the damage just by right-clicking. I think he could just save that until he's assured the kill. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's an AA. What's he going to do? Regen?
He's not even going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, AA he really can't do much against an axe that's hitting him, so I think why not wait until you can assure yourself that kill with the Culling Blade?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I mean, how much does the Culling Blade hit for?
Kill
threshold is 400, right? So the AA currently has how much health? 1,224. You need to get the AA down to a third of his health in order to get the kill on the Culling Blade, and he can't.
Yeah, that's not asking a lot. But AA does have a completed Aghanim Scepter in it. Are we going to see an Aghanim's ult onto the Lina? Is that going to be enough to tick her down? Beautiful initiate by the PA, able to just coup de grace her right away, getting that kill. Really, really, really important. She's ruptured. She needs to stop walking around, though. That Bloodseeker might pick up a lucky kill on the back lines if he won't stop walking around. And looks like Bloodseeker is going to end up going down to the Ancient Apparition, putting out a lot of damage there and playing that fight really, really smart. I did give him a little bit of flack the last fight, as he wasn't really taking a lot of time to defend himself against the axe, but does pop that fight really, really well, using all his spells effectively, gets the cold feet onto the Bloodseeker, giving the tick damage, and a really nice ult placed with the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, that's the one thing to say he's doing really well, and it's his ult. Everything else is pretty abysmal, but his ults have been pretty good, so I'm excited to see more of them.
Yep. In terms of item progression, ZXC is coming out with some big stuff. He does have a completed Orchid and is building towards, I believe, a Bloodstone, either that or an Octarine Core, but Bloodstone is more of the obvious build, I suggest. Radiant are going to get cleaned up here. There's really no other nicer way to say it. They push in a little too far without taking into account the fact that, I mean, Juggernaut, Chaos Knight, Axe are still up. Yeah, they got the Bloodseeker down, but that's not all it takes. I would not be surprised to see an Axe dunk onto a full health hero, and there we go! Jordan, man, I just want to private message you and tell you to stop using that Culling Blade on half health heroes. You're not going to get anything out of it, and it's just so much more useful if you wait till they're low. I think that's the epitome of the pub axe right there. El Sicario is going to go in pretty deep onto the tier 2 Radiant Tower and picks himself up a kill on the Clockwork.
So Laguna Blade, but you know, it's worth it, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely worth it. And they do have a full wipe, so they are able to push down this tower without a lot of fear of anything going wrong. Are they going to try to push high ground here? I think that might be a little bit cocky, as A is going to be up in 3 seconds and has the opportunity to cast a really clutch ult, and I think that might be what we see pretty soon. Yep, A is tossing out the ults. The Lina is not going to be hit by it, and I think the Lina is one of the squishier heroes on the side of the Dire, and I think they could have easily gotten taken down.
How did that not hit the Lena?
She was
That's
just
what I
right
wanna
on the
know.
outskirts of it.
It must have been like a pixel
I think,
away.
yeah, I think it was like exactly 1 or 2 units. Homing missile from the gyrocopter is going to be initiating onto Bloodseeker, but man, if this gyro wants to go deep enough onto the Bloodseeker, he is a dead man. So he's just going to let the homing missile do its work and not really worry about any sort of backup on that.
Come on, hit it. Oh,
This Bloodseeker is so fast.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Not a whole lot of item progression on the Bloodseeker, as I mean, he has a Sanjinyasha that we saw him pick up about 10 minutes ago, but other than that, upgrading his Stout Shield into a Poor Man's Shield, and the completed Blade Mail, what else do you want to see him get?
I kind of didn't hear what you said, so I'm just going to assume that you said what do I want the Juggernaut to pick up, and I'm going to say Divine
Bloodseeker.
Rapier. Oh, Bloodseeker. Divine Rapier.
Okay, literally anyone, Divine Rapier.
Just Rapier, please.
Alright, Ancient
I haven't
Apparition, next
seen it
item,
in this
Divine
patch.
Rapier.
I have not seen one Divine Rapier in this patch.
I saw a Divine Rapier, it was fun, and then it threw the game. Looks like No Lispy is going to get initiated on by the Axe with the Blade Mail, doing a lot of damage here. Storm taking a lot of damage from that Blade Mail. Looks like a reinitiation is going to come off, and Phantom Assassin's going to get the credit for that kill. Phantom Assassin, turning into an absolute monster, is going to be trying to initiate onto El Sicardo. Beautiful hook by the Clockwork, is going to trap 2 in, using himself up to try to dodge as much damage as possible. Phantom Assassin is going to get the kill on Lena. Beautiful AA coming in, going to finish off Chaos Knight, but Omni Slash coming out is going to catch out the Phantom Assassin and possibly the Clockwork as well.
The Clockwork was moving, so he was actually being hit by the Rupture as well.
Oh no, I didn't see that going on. Juggernaut
Yeah.
just kind of zoning out everyone on the back end of that fight, making sure that the initiation is over, as it is a 3-for-2 trade in favor of the Radiant, but they lose the PA, which I
don't
think
take
is...
the homing missile down. No, please. Yes.
But, I mean, Phantom Assassin has been putting in so much work on the side of this team. She doesn't have a whole lot of items to her name, but does pick up pretty much second item Moonshard. Is that just for the sight? Like, man, I don't know. And the attack speed is crazy, but I would have expected something more traditional. It looks like she's going to be picking up a Basher after that, which is definitely something I'd suggest, but I was expecting more of a Butterfly, an MKB, a BKB even, which I think would help her out a lot, but Moonshard first?
I don't know. I think the Radiant have now realised that what they've got to try and do against a team of cores is focus one, get it down quickly, and just disengage. That's what they've got to do. So with this PA with 120 attack speed added to her, that's going to be putting out a hell of a lot of damage in those easy pick-off fights, and then also that's going to allow them to get them down a lot faster and then disengage as quickly as possible.
Yep, absolutely. It looks like the Gyrocopter, we saw him with the Javelin earlier, does pick up a second one, so definitely going for that MKB. I don't know why. I feel like there's more reliable items he could be going on, because I think that MKB, part of the reason it's so valuable is for that evasion dodge, but no one on the side of the Dire does have any sort of evasion.
No, and that is a bit weird.
Like, I would have expected the Dire to pick up an MKB against the PA, but the PA is on the Radiant team. Why does the Gyrocopter need it?
Maybe he thinks it's like a gem, and like if you're, like if you have a gem and you're invisible, then pretty much no one can ever see you. So maybe he's thinking it's like that. Like if he has an MKB on his side, then no one's going to be able to get an MKB against the
Fight
PA.
breaking out in the jungle. PA is going to go down initially, but Clockwork having a great initiation, along with that AA ult. Looks like Storm Spirit's going to eat up Chaos Knight on the back lines of that fight, and pick himself up a double kill onto the Bloodseeker as well.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah. I thought you were saying the Bloodseeker was the one. The Chaos Knight was the one.
Don't you dare judge me on my play-by-plays. I'm good.
I know you're better than me because I didn't even spot that he killed the CK. I thought it was the Clockwork. So, that's how good I am.
Axe is picking up a Reaver, so I think that's going to definitely go into a Heart. That'll help him out a lot with his tank ability, but he needs damage. I think, I mean, he's hitting for under 200. He's not really as scary of a force as I think he thinks he is.
I think the most damage he's going to output is the damage that the Radiant do to him with his Blade Man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that PA critting herself is going to not feel so warm and fuzzy.
That's going to be fun.
Juggernaut does pick up a Desolator as opposed to a Basher or like a MKB or anything along the sorts of that. I do
He
like
does
that
have
he has
Battle
a.
Fury though.
I like that he has a Battle Fury in the bank, but I don't. I don't understand so much why a Desolator, because it doesn't seem like armor is a big problem for the Radiant.
No, it really doesn't seem like it is. But I don't know. He needs to get that Battle Fury in quick. Sell that magic stick, boy. What's his plan?
Yeah, sell that magic stick or just, I don't know, sell the Desolator? I don't like that.
I don't know. I don't mind a Desolator. I'm happy to like see a Juggernaut really trying for damage, especially when your axe isn't. I think it's important that you've got at least one damage outputting person on your team, and clearly Jug's trying to do that, but magic stick just doesn't make any sense right now. It's a nothing item right now.
I definitely agree. And it looks like, in terms of item progression, Storm has a completed Bloodstone. Only 8 charges sitting on that thing, so not super feisty, but looks like there's going to be a counter initiation on the back lines. This is Juggernaut's running in with a very angry Omni Slash at the ready. Is going to pop it into a creep wave, so I don't know if he's going to get as much damage as he would like to out of this. AA is going to die, but will put out a nice ultimate before they do.
Stop running with Rupture! Oh my god!
Alright, yeah, I think we just need to make a brief PSA at this moment. If you are ruptured, you will take damage if you move. Caster's Insight, beautiful 7k notes right there. You should listen to me. Just stop running with Rupture, and you will live.
Me. Us.
Listen to
There are two of
us.
us here.
Listen to casters. We're usually right about plays sometimes.
Sometimes is the right word to use there. Sometimes.
Up top, it looks like George is going to be trying to clean up the creeps that have been pushing into the towers.
George.
What was that?
You said George.
George?
His name's not George.
I thought it was Jordan.
Yeah, but you said George.
Did I? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mid. There's some racks being hit. That's probably an important thing to cover.
Yeah.
Storm zipping into 3 heroes, deciding a lot better of it. Bringing the courier in as well. Could have easily, definitely been a punishment for the Radiant on that. They are going to lose their racks. I don't know if Dire's running away with this game. I think Radiant have the potential to be even more aggressive. Bloodseeker is going to be taking a AA ult to the face, and looks like he will end up going down to the Storm Spear. Beautiful static remnant there, applying a lot of burst damage. And it looks like Raul Pectum is going to be taking a cold feet, and is going to allow himself to take a lot of damage from the PA. Reality Rift into the PA, trying to do as much damage as he can and control her as best as possible. But it looks like the Gyro will pick up the kill on the Chaos Knight, so the Radiant lose their racks, but pick up kills on 3 cores on the Dire team.
Yeah, and that's really important for them to do. I mean, the Axe is just jungling for whatever reason. He's got just under 5k in the bank, so God knows what he's going to be getting next.
I think completed Heart would be a smart choice for him, but that's just not going to add a whole lot to his damage. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot more in fights aside from just live longer and be a big meaty presence.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, the Heart, as you say, is just going to give him tankiness. But
why don't Dire have a flying courier?
Because they don't have any supports.
Lena, buy a damn courier! Holy
Lena,
shit!
Please. I mean, you got an MKB.
Lena, you have.
Fair enough.
She doesn't have an MKB, but she has an Aghanim Scepter and 700 gold in the bank. She can deserve nice things for her team. She's going to be trying to go in on 2 Radiant heroes all alone. Is going to use the Laguna Blade, picking off the Ancient Apparition. Buy a damn courier while you're still alive! And no, it looks like she's going to go down with a walking courier in her base.
Yeah. That's interesting. Question. Why did Clockwork hook when there was a creep between him? Oh no, Rupture. Who's running? He is running.
Clockwork, he's running. Oh, stop it! Just stop moving! I can't even cast these fights seriously because he's just walking back and forth with Rupture. Good hook from the Clockwork, trying to get himself back as far as possible, zoning out the Axe as best as possible. And it looks like he might end up getting away unless the Axe tries to dunk. I don't think the Axe has enough damage with the dunk, but that hasn't stopped him before.
No, don't we know that?
Bloodseeker is super speedy now because of the thirst. Really beautiful cogs by the Clockwork, but just not enough damage to back it up. Is going to cast the Battery Assault, but nope, is going to end up going down to the Chaos Knight. Beautiful use of Reality Rift there to drag him, as well as all of his illusions, into the fight.
Culling Blade.
Did he use it?
Yeah.
Did he get it?
No.
I want to do an instructional video on how to play all of these characters. Because I'm so bad at all of them, but just the basics of culling blade when the person is low, don't run when you're ruptured, buy a flying courier before 45 minutes in the game, I think is just a really key aspect of Dota.
And there's no freaking creeps around.
Ancient Apparition starting to pull out the clutch ultimates. The Aghanim Scepter definitely helping him out a lot. Is level 17 now, so he does have level 3. Just started to pick himself up a mech, which is going to be very, very late, but definitely still helpful for his team if he needs it.
The jungle in the Radiant. No,
Yep.
Storm Spirit will slip away.
Storm's got plenty of mana right there with a Bloodstone with 12 charges and a bottle, so definitely not worried about his survivability there, unless the Chaos Knight goes for a really cheeky Chaos Bolt, which he could.
And he has in the past in this game, but he won't get it this time because the Zip Zap just a little bit too quick.
AA is going to pick up his completed mech, and has started to play with much safer positioning, so definitely props to Oink Oink for picking up on his early mistakes and trying to correct the problem. Is sitting at 6, 9, and 15, so super high kill participation, just because of the nature of his ult, but definitely has stopped getting picked off for pushing up too far in lane and just kind of being without protection.
Yeah. Why does the Storm Spirit have over 5k gold and he's not doing anything with it?
Cause
Riddle me this.
I just can't analyze this game anymore. It's giving me a headache.
The analysis is just going out the window. We need to do play-by-plays now. But even that is giving us a headache because the damn Ruptures. Oh, he bought something.
He bought something was useful analysis of 6.84.
Booster.
Is he going for an Octarine core as well as a Bloodseeker? That's, I mean, as well as a Bloodstone. That's definitely possible.
Oh, that's good.
Looks like Life Manual is going to get zipped on by ZXC. Beautiful AA ult is going to catch out Life Manual and going to do a lot of damage. Lita Stun is going to catch out too. Storm being Yuled up to keep him out of the fight. But looks like they will pick off the Chaos Knight on the back line. So that another kill coming onto Phantom Assassin. She's doing such a good job, but is going to take an Omni Slash right to the face. Is running with Rupture. Does stop right at the end, but allows the Juggernaut to get that last hit on Omni Slash onto her.
That is a... Oh, Laguna Blade.
That is a Laguna Blade, yes sir, yes
Dang.
sir. A little bit of miscommunication as Lina is going to Yules up the AA, so he's not in any danger of getting hit by the Bloodseeker Silence. Oink Oink is taking a lot of damage here. Not much he can do.
Storm, that Lina's low. Zip Zap. Quick. Do it.
Storm, you can do this. AA could buy... Can AA buy back? I don't know if they have enough gold. AA cannot buy back, needs 1,000 gold. Because if AA were to buy back and hit an ult onto that Lina, that would be one very dead Fire Girl.
Yep. But no, because this is clearly 7k. And they're too good for that.
Yep. I mean, having a mech in your inventory is clearly more important than buyback to turn a fight. It looks like the Dire are going to be pushing in, grabbing a tower on this bottom lane, and definitely a quick lane of Rax, cleaning up the melee barracks first, so props to them for knowing which to hit.
Yeah, that's at least a step in the right direction.
Exactly. And it looks like they're going to be finishing off the range as well without much contest, as Storm is still the only person alive. I think there's really not much Storm can do. He is kind of sitting in a bit of a location where he could get pushed on very aggressively by the Bloodseeker if he decides to go in. Storm is going to be going in on the Bloodseeker as well. There is a Rupture up and available, Orchid being popped onto the Bloodseeker, but Blade Mail is up as well. PA is going to respawn doing as much damage as she can, and is going to get a really nice crit doing a lot of damage. Life Manual's life is now in jeopardy as he's going to be stuck in the cogs and going to go down to the Clockwork. Beautiful initiation by that, and MVP in that fight was definitely Twisted X Gaming, as I mean, they respawn, they blink in, they do exactly what they need to do to get the Dire heroes out of their base.
And someone finally told the Dire that there is a Roshan in the game.
And it looks like they're going to be picking up the Aegis the Immortal. I think it's going to be going... Man, who is that? What's Axe going to drop to take it, though? Axe has a lot of... I don't think he can drop anything, maybe aside from just boots.
I wouldn't drop boots.
It looks like they're just gonna leave it there.
You know what? We don't need that. Don't deny it. Please don't deny it. Oh god, don't deny it.
Please deny it. Oh no, she is gonna take it. She does put down her chain mail. Is she building a blade mail as well?
Is she?
God damn. Please don't build a blade mail on Lina.
Do it. Do it. I'm ready for this.
Alright, and it looks like Gyrocopter's going to be building towards a Daedalus, and it's going to help him out a lot with his damage. Although Storm Spirit with that Octarine core is taking a lot of regen from his abilities. It's going to be taking a solo Omni Slash, and will go down to the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut, though, is going to be taking a lot of damage from the Gyrocopter. Is he going to go down? He will.
Dang, son. That AA ult absolutely bursted him.
Yeah, and I think beautiful call down from the Gyrocopter, ensuring the kill on the Axe in the back lines of that fight.
Uh-oh. No. Okay. I was looking at the Lena and seeing... Oh my god. How fast is that Bloodseeker now?
He is sitting at
673. 666.
666! This freaking devil's been running all over the map. I did see a 798 Bloodseeker the other day, though, so I can't say this is the fastest I've seen. It's really nice that Radiant are pushing up into the Dire jungle and killing off these camps, but their tier 4s are under attack, so that's maybe something they should be addressing later on.
Well, later on. when they're destroyed.
Maybe something they should just, build a nice memorial to. Rest in peace, tier 4s.
And was it Bloodseeker who just pinged out? Yeah, he pinged out the room.
In terms of XP, it looks like there's just a lot of M's being drawn on the net XP graph, as there have just been M's and W's, a lot of turnarounds so far. It seems like every other fight's going every which way, as the Radiant have been doing such a good job getting these end-of-fight pickoffs from the Phantom Assassin, beautiful initiates from the Clockwork Hooks. Calldowns have been really on point from the Gyrocopter, but there's so much right-click damage coming out on the side of the Axe, the Chaos Knight, the Juggernaut, the Bloodseeker. It seems like ability-wise, Radiant are totally in control of this game, but when you're 1v1ing, I mean, aside from the PA, the Radiant are all going to get crushed by the Dire.
Yes. Oh. Every time that hits.
But she has an Aegis, don't worry, she'll be back.
She'll be back. Nice cooldown. Lovely cooldown onto 4.
I like how Storm is still running with that goddamn Rupture when he's in no danger. He does stop now, and he can zip away pretty easily. If he decides to Orchid anyone up, yeah, he's dead.
Just a bit.
Just a bit dead. Chaos Knight does have like 7 billion copies of himself. Looks like an AA ult is going to be a little bit off the mark, but definitely a good effort there. If he did catch out the Chaos Knight, he would have not only done some damage, but been able to tell which one's real.
Nice cogs coming out onto the Bloodseeker. The Bloodright comes out, but it's not going to do enough, and the Bloodseeker goes down to that Clockwork there. And the Chaos Knight also goes down to the Clockwork, because for some reason Clockwork is OP.
PA doing what she can with her lifesteal. She should have been dead like 6 times in that fight, but she just kept getting those nice lifesteal procs off, as well as those blurries, and she will end up going down to the Juggernaut, who is going to Omni Slash and is going to catch out too. So really nice job from him. Oink oink. Just getting crit on like 6 times. There's really not much he can do. He does get a really nice cold feed off on the Juggernaut. Is he going to be able to get back to base alive? And it looks like he will. And nice Dragon Slave attempt from the Lena, but not quite enough to get him down. But now there is an exposed Ancient. I think the Dire have started to run away with this game, although the XP graph is just barely in their favor.
Did that hit the Lena? No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. This Lena's so evasive when it comes to those. But it looks like finally the Dire team are able to finally get the upper edge on this, although they are going to get killed off. Storm Spear picking up one final kill on the Lena.
Do it.
But creeps, they need to take care of these catapults. There's too many creeps.
I don't know. The Radiant creeps are putting up a decent fight.
I think the catapults might be MVP in this engagement, as Pectum is going to get picked out once again, and is going to go down to the Gyrocopter, and it looks like they'll be able to defend the Ancient for now, but with the next waves of creeps coming in, what's their plan?
Defend.
That's a very solid plan.
That's probably their plan.
Defend the Ancient, specifically, defense of the Ancients.
Yeah.
Do that.
That.
Roshan is still going to have a very long respawn, so not something they can rely on at this point. But it looks like...
Quickly zoom out on the Radiant side and just look at...
No buildings. They are definitely cleaned up.
That's quite sad.
Yeah, absolutely. Completed Basher for the Phantom Assassin, and she does pick herself up another 2 javelins, so also MKB coming out for her. Why MKB when there's no evasion? I would have thought a Daedalus would be so much more useful, stacking on top of that coup de grace and just doing so many crits.
I told you why they get an MKB, because they think it's like a gem.
I
acts that way?
I don't know. Looks like creeps are going to be doing a lot of damage, and they are going to call in Twisted X Gaming just to help AA take care of these mega creeps that are going to be doing a detrimental amount of damage. Although it looks like Radiant are pushing up mid. Are they going to grab themselves a set of Rex? ZXC taking so much
can't.
damage from these
There's
creeps.
no way.
They're just out of position at this point, and I think they can't bring in all the damage dealers they need. Phantom Assassin's still sitting at base, helping take care of these creeps, and she's the one that's been so helpful in these fights, taking out what's left of the Dire heroes. I mean, Lena getting away with 119 HP would never happen if the Phantom Assassin were there, and it looks like this will be it for the Radiant. They tried so hard. They got so far. But
it doesn't even
GG,
matter.
commend me, please, and thank you. I think the Clockwork did a great job with those hooks.
Yeah,
but
absolutely
with the
amazing.
blade mails coming out from the Dire team, didn't have the lockdown able to totally dominate with those hook initiations.
When you say coming out from the Dire team, you mean all of the Dire team.
Do I? Do I really?
I'm
No,
pretty
not
sure.
Chaos Knight, and
Oh,
not
no, Chaos
Juggernaut,
Knight did.
and not
Okay.
Bloodseeker. So
Okay,
two
one of them.
of the Dire team.
Where's the other one?
Bloodseeker did have a blade mail at one point. He must have sold it. So it was
Okay.
3 of the 5.
do
Juggernaut
it.
ends up picking up a Scotty at the end of the game. I didn't quite catch that item pickup, but that's definitely doing a lot for himself, helping out his right clicks a lot. So I think when it came down to it, Radiant had really solid team fight and really solid cleanup with the Phantom Assassin and the AA ults, but they just weren't able to stand up to the damage being put out by the cores of the Dire. So in the end, after a lot of ups and downs, it is a Dire victory, and I think it was well fought by both sides, aside from some blunders with running with Rupture and
Some blunders.
some blunders. A couple blunders that
Some.
made me want to rip out my hair, but I guess that's all part of casting. So it's a lot easier to notice it from a third-person perspective than it is in the game to try to not panic and play
I'm
cleanly.
gonna dispute that.
No!
highly. When
I mean,
you
in
get
the
locked
game,
into
sometimes when you're
Juggernaut.
being initiated on, you just want to get out of there and you're scared, but I think
you get
watching it
locked
from a
into
third
Juggernaut.
person is just easier to
Sorry.
pick up on those mistakes.
I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt though, because the mistakes were that bad.
I think it was well fought by both sides, and I think
It was.
hopefully if anyone on the team watches this, they can try to learn and pick up on things they can improve on in the future to make themselves that much of stronger players. So thank you once again for watching. I'm with my host co-host Rhino Boy 11. I'm Annie, aka Android. If you liked my work, I'm available for hire on dotacasters.com. Just look for the Android profile, and you can submit a replay or submit a time slot for a live game, and I can go ahead and cast that up for you. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.